When did my roommate become more than just a friend who paid rent? Maya moved in 6 months ago after responding to my Craigslist ad for a roommate. I needed help with rent on my one-bedroom apartment, and she seemed perfect. Quiet, clean, paid her half on time every month. We barely talked beyond basic apartment stuff for the first few weeks, but slowly, she started doing little things that felt more personal than roommate-level courtesy. Making extra coffee in the morning and leaving a cup on the counter for me. Picking up groceries I'd mentioned we were out of. Small gestures that felt thoughtful but not romantic. Then I started noticing she remembered everything I said. Not just important stuff, but random details I'd forget I'd even mentioned, like how I preferred my laundry detergent or that I had a meeting with my boss on Tuesday. She'd ask how things went with specifics that surprised me. When I got sick with the flu, Maya took care of me in ways that went beyond roommate kindness. She made homemade soup, bought the exact cold medicine I usually used, and even called my work to let them know I wouldn't be in. I hadn't told her where I worked or given her my boss's number. I asked how she knew to call, and she said I'd mentioned it while I was feverish. But I remembered our conversations that week, and work never came up. When I pressed her about it, she just smiled and said she was good at picking up details. Maya started showing up places I went regularly. The coffee shop near my gym, the bookstore I browsed on weekends, the park where I liked to read, always with a reasonable explanation. She was meeting a friend nearby, or she'd discovered they had great pastries, or she'd always wanted to check out that walking trail. But the timing felt too perfect, like she always knew exactly when I'd be there. When I mentioned it seemed like a funny coincidence, her face went blank for just a second before she laughed and agreed it was weird how often we ran into each other. I started paying closer attention to her behavior around the apartment. Maya knew my schedule better than I did. She'd have dinner ready right when I got home from my evening classes, even though I'd never told her what time those ended. She'd start the dishwasher exactly when I usually showered, so the noise wouldn't bother me. One evening, I came home early and caught her in my bedroom, standing by my desk. She said she was looking for a pen, but there were pens in the kitchen, and my desk drawers were slightly open, like someone had been searching through them. That night, I couldn't sleep, so I got up around 2 a.m. for some water. Maya was sitting in the living room in the dark, just watching my bedroom door. When she saw me, she quickly said she couldn't sleep either, and was just thinking, but she didn't have her phone or a book or anything. I started checking my things more carefully. My journal had been moved slightly on my nightstand. Photos on my dresser were in different positions. When I looked through my laptop browser history, there were searches I hadn't made. Searches about my hometown, my college, my family members' social media profiles. Last week, I decided to test something. I told Maya I was going to visit my parents this weekend, but instead, I stayed at my friend Sarah's place. On Sunday evening, I came back to the apartment early and found Maya cleaning frantically. She'd reorganized my entire room, washed all my clothes, and restocked my bathroom supplies. When I asked why, she said she wanted to surprise me when I got back from my trip, but her hands were shaking, and she kept avoiding eye contact. That's when I found the box hidden in her closet while she was in the shower. Inside were printed emails, photos of me I'd never seen her take, and detailed notes about my daily routines written in her handwriting. At the bottom was a document I couldn't believe, and that's when I realized Maya hadn't randomly responded to my roommate ad at all.